from NBC News. This is Today with Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
And we're back again on this Monday with today's travel and the necessary items before you even think about packing your family into the car for that summer road trip. But first, if you're just tuning in, say hi to MSNBC's Willie, guys. He's on the show called, what is it?
Way Too Early.
I've heard of it.
5:30.
Exactly, in the morning. Kathy Lee's off, and now back to business. In fact, Willie, why don't you take it?
Yeah, I think I can take this one, actually. Dana Points is the editor-in-chief of Parents Magazine. She's got some great ideas on making road trips fun, and Dana, that is not easy. Good to see you.
No, Willie, you just came back from one, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we had a 3-hour road trip. Our strategy is run them ragged in the yard, let them pass out in the car for a couple
nap
hours.
Right.
How's that
recommended?
work?
That works. That works. You want to keep moving them around on the trip, too. You know?
Right.
3 hours is nothing.
We also have one of those limousine shades, and you just put it up and let them sort things out in the back.
Yeah, I like that. yeah, I know how you roll. That is what are some things that you should do before you actually hit the road?
Well, first of all, we say plan to leave early. 3 hours, not such a long trip, but if you have a really long drive, my family drives a 14-hour trip at least once a year, and you want to leave really early in the morning. Hopefully you could just kind of slide the kids out of bed into the car seats, and then they wake up, maybe have a drink and a little snack. Packing snacks is really important. I would recommend an individualized snack pack for each child.
So there's no fighting in the back?
So there's no fight. Don't hand it off to the child. You know, as the grown-up, you still want to be in control of the snacks for a couple of reasons. One, you don't want them kind of noshing constantly, and the other reason is you always want to know if your child is eating in the back seat.
Now, one of the things that always works, I think, on car trips are playing those card games. It keeps everybody engaged. Nobody's fighting in the back, which was always a big deal, I think, when we were kids in the back, I remember.
The alphabet game, for example,
what's that
is a
one?
Classic. That's just, you know, if you see something that starts with the letter A, then you look for something that starts with B. If you have kids who can't quite get to that, you know, yet, your child is young, you can play I Spy. You know, you're looking for something in particular. Older kids kind of try, like, 20 questions. I'm thinking of something, a person or an object. They have 20 questions to guess what it is.
I like your yellow car game. What's that one?
Oh, that's what our family plays. We say we look for a yellow car, taxis and trucks don't count. So that's challenging. There aren't that many yellow cars.
And what about all these cars now you see have the video screens in the headrests? Is that good parenting, or is that a cop-out?
You know, we wouldn't, at Parents Magazine, we wouldn't recommend against it. You know, if it's something that your family does, it's certainly fine. There are going to be times when your child needs to exceed that 2 hours a day of television threshold that we would say is wise. But, you know, don't buy something especially for a trip. If you do buy something, you don't need everything. You might have a DVD player, you might have an iPod or an iPad, you might just have a personal gaming device.
What are some kid-friendly DVD choices? What are some things you guys recommend?
Well, I would say choose something that the whole family might enjoy. If the sound is coming from the back seat, of course you can get headphones. But something like Mary Poppins would be good. Or if they recently saw Toy Story 3, you might want Toy Story, the first one or the second one.
Toy Story 3, by the way, was kind of scary. Did you guys see it?
Yeah. It was a little dark.
It was a little scary.
It was a prison
no one's
film,
saying that.
Essentially. It was.
Right? I got scared watching Toy Story 3. What about audiobooks in the car?
That's what my family uses. We've never had a DVD player in the car, and we've loved the Magic Treehouse series for little kids because there's great kind of historical stories in it. And Diary of a Wimpy Kid is good. Something everyone might like.
Since they're not seeing anything?
They really do. And the great thing about an audiobook is if the whole family is listening, then you can talk about the story afterwards. So you can kind of engage them.
I was really interested to see what you said about rest stops. Use rest stops to your advantage, not just for bathroom breaks, but to
pack a little kind of rest stop kit. That might be an inflatable beach ball that you can collapse and expand, you know, because it won't take up room in the car, a Nerf ball, something like that, a frisbee, a jump rope. You want to really get them active, and if you forgot to pack it, just, you know, roll down the windows, turn on the radio, and dance.
And kids can get creative, because we used to play the game. Every kid I know played the game of, it wasn't even a game, it was like you drew lines in the chairs and don't lean on me. And how do you, when there's a fight going, he's touching me, how do you calm down fights that are going on in the
I would say distraction. And one thing you can do is buy, and this works great for airplanes too, buy a few little new toys that are suited to your child's age, and then kind of dole them out as the trip goes on. And then obviously snacks are a great distraction too.
Right, so eating and the rest of it.
Get food in their mouth, that's for sure. And also, you know, the leaving early one is great for traffic also, because if you're sitting in traffic, it's like you're in a prison cell with the kids.
Right. All right. Thank you, Dana. Thanks so much. Good to see you. All right.
Up next, the newest member of our Joy Fit Club.
She dropped like 100+ pounds.